And then also, I think I said to a few of you before we started, if you want to by, obviously just have your breaks whenever you need to. Stop, sort of halfway, like thoughts, have a little drink, and just sort of just put my laptop on charge so I don't die on you halfway through the session. That'll be a bit embarrassing. So let's just start. We're going to do a similar warm-ups that we've done before. So we're going to do a mixture of a Thursday warm-up and a Monday warm-up. So the first thing we want you to do is we're going to reach our hands. We're going to come up above the head. So they clasp the hands together at the top of your head for me. And then I want you to dive down. So you're using your whole spine. So every single vertebrae is relaxed. I want you to relax the neck, you're bending your knees, and then you're slowly coming up through the spine, head to the last thing. Repeat that again. So reach those hands up above your head. You're going down towards the floor. Go as far as you feel comfortable going. Bending those knees, relaxing the shoulders, relax the neck, and then up through the spine, head to the last thing. One more time, big reach up, and down you go. So all the way if you can. Again, relax those knees, relax the neck, relax the shoulders, up through the spine, making sure every vertebrae stacked on top of each other. Head to the last thing, and roll these shoulders back. So nice big rolls for me, all the way back. If you're struggling to do those shoulder rolls this morning, just shrug the shoulders up and down, okay? So if you can't roll those shoulders back, have a nice shrug in those shoulders. So I'll let you choose your option for that. And then as we always do on a Monday, we're going to take those hands up onto the shoulders for me, elbows stay high, and we're rolling them back. So the idea here is the elbows don't drop below shoulder height. So you want to keep them up. By all means, if it's too difficult, you can keep them down. But by keeping them higher, you're going to increase the intensity in the shoulders. Lovely, last one. And then we finish on those arm circles, taking the arms back, nice big circles round. Use the torso to allow you to get more movement, so don't keep the torso still. Allow the torso to move with the arms. And the idea is we're kind of using that backward motion to really warm up that joint. Last one for me, both arms now up above the head. You can clasp them together, you can unclasp them, completely up to you. The one thing I will say is relax the shoulders down. So none of this, relax them down. So push those shoulder blades down the back. And then I want you to take a slight lean over to one side. So really stretching out the obliques. Remember to use that breath. So we do this in yoga. You breathe in. As you breathe out, you go a little bit further. And then coming up to center for me. And we repeat that the other way. So lean over, stretch out those obliques. Just allow the hip to soften, so we're not rigid. Allow the hip to soften with that stretch, but don't overdo it. We're not overworking those hips. And then come to center, hands down for me. All again, but shoulders forward this time. So use the shoulders going forwards. Again, nice big circles. Again, if you're struggling with those shoulder rolls, just push those shoulders up and down in a shrug motion. Okay? So again, two options for you to choose. And the same thing, last one, hands up on those shoulders, elbows high for me, and we rotate them forwards. So again, keeping them above shoulder height if you can. It just makes the shoulders work a little bit harder. But this time those circles are going forwards. Perfect. Again, if it's too hard, just lower the shoulders, lower those elbows, but still keep that motion going. It will just ease off the pressure. And last one, again, let's take those arms forward. Nice big circle with the arms, allowing the torso to move with you. It will increase that motion in the arms. And this time, we're going to keep the arms down. So I want you to push the hands down. So imagine someone's underneath and they're pushing you up. you're pushing them down. So I want tension in the arms. I want the shoulders relaxed, but every single muscle in your arm must be tense, okay? So if I was to come and poke your arm, it wouldn't move. That's the plan, anyway. And then just give them a bit of a shake up for me, and just let's march on the spot. So we've warmed up kind of the upper bit, the back's getting involved, and now I want us to warm up the legs. So we're just marching on the spot for me. Nice relaxed arms, let them swing by the side of you, but it's not a forced movement, it's a natural movement that happens when we are marching. Now from here, we're going to take it into a side step. So we just step to the side, then step to the other side. All right, so side stepping from side to side. Okay, nice and easy, a nice side step. If you're on the chair, remain sitting, and you will just be moving from side to side in the chair. Okay, so that's what you would just be doing. So nice side step. Now, from here, explain what you are going to do next, but keep side stepping, and I'll tell you what you're going to do. You're then going to step to the side, the other leg's going to come behind, and you're going to go into a lunge. You'll step that back leg to the side, and the other leg comes across, okay? So it's a step to the side, behind, step, behind. And what we're doing is we're going into a bit of a lunge. If I do it to the side, you'll see my lunge here, and you're just warming up the hips, the thighs are going to get involved. You really push that leg back, you'll stretch out the calf too. All right, so it's a nice wide side and cross. Oh, look, I turned about in something there. Side and cross, sort of stretch and release. All right, and further back you can step. So the deeper you're getting that lunge, the harder it's going to be. So if you just want to keep it shallow here, then you can. If you want to challenge, get that leg back. How low can you go on a Monday afternoon? Perfect. 2 more. Bring it back to centre. Now we're going to do our lovely hand to knee. So again, we do this on a Thursday. It's opposite hand, going to the opposite knee. Keep it low if you need to, and that will sort of decrease that intensity. Get it high, and that will make it harder. You're targeting opposite hand to opposite knee. Again, same thing from the chair, you can still do this. Bumps now get in the way, so I can't get my knees very high now. Keep it going, and then I want us to take it into our lovely heel digs at the front. All right, so we're heel digging at the front. So if I turn to the side, you can see heel comes down, toes to the ceiling, and the supporting leg is bent. Okay, so again, if you're on the chair, just change those feet, just making sure you've got a nice heel dig. And we're going to take it into our usual pattern. So we're going to do a single, single, then double. So you've got 2. So you've got 1, 1, then 2. Again, 1, 1, and 2. Perfect. 1, 1, and 2. Lovely. Keep it going. 1, 1, and 2. One more. 1, 1, and 2. Very good. Now, if the hips are hurting because of that, let's just walk through the hips, and that's going to release the tension. I'm getting warm now. The tension in those hips. All right. From here, we're going to warm up these arms, and we're going to do some punches. So, I want everyone to guard up for me, and you're going to start by doing some hooks. So you're hooking in front, powers from the shoulder, and I want you to change arms. So different arm each time. And as you can see, I'm standing and I'm rocking my weight side to side. Okay, so I'm not here, I'm not static. We're going to have a rock side to side. So the heel comes up, but the toe stays on the floor. Everyone keep going if you're standing. If you're sitting, move my chair in. If you're sitting, that rock can still happen by going side to side. Okay? So you still can have the same motion of a rock. Alright? Sort of chair adaptation, as it were, to go in. Right, hang on, you're all good. Right, I'm going to come back in with, I was going the opposite way to everybody on the screen. You're all lovely in sync, and I wasn't in sync with any of you. All right, let's change into a jab going forward. So jab it forward. Again, weight is still shifting from side to side, but the jab's forward, and I want you to aim just above your eye line. Okay, so if you're looking forward, that punch should just be above the eye line. Okay, so I'm not punching down here, not punching directly in front, I'm punching just up above my eye line. Okay, just a little bit of technique for you. And again, keep it coming from the shoulders. Really use those shoulders. Allow any aggression, I don't know, whoever's annoyed you this morning, if anyone's annoyed you, let it out. This is your time, I'm not going to judge. All right, 3, 2, 1. Bring it down, shake out the arms if you need to, give them a bit of a shoulder roll. From here, what I want you to do is we're going to do a little pattern. So we're going to do a hook, a punch, and a kick. So really important to notice, on this one, I'm punching with my right, which means I kick with my left, okay? Because if you're punching with your right, you need to switch your weight and then you kick with your left. So the next time to do this, you then need to punch with the other arm so you can kick with the other leg. So try and keep track of the arm that punches and the leg that kicks so you can keep alternating between. If that is too confusing, just keep going with the same pattern and you might find that it will just happen. All right, don't overthink it. But that's what you're trying to do. So it's a hook, punch, and kick. Again, hook, punch, and kick. Now, if you don't want to kick, you can do a heel dig. All right, so you can still do this with a heel. Everyone's going, keep going, perfect. I've gone wrong. Hook, punch, and kick, and hook, punch, and kick, hook, punch, lovely, hook, punch, and kick. So remember, your easier option is that heel dig. So I'll do a few easy so you can see the difference. Keep going, use your own timing. You don't have to stick with me if you're going slower, that's fine. Really shift that weight from side to side, really important. All right, last one, make this one your best kick ever, up. Very good, you all did that. All right, we're going to leave, well, we kind of leave the arm. This is where I want you, so we're going to do, some, we're not balancing on one leg, but we are going to come up onto our tiptoes. So if you need to grab a chair to help you, please do, okay? Don't be afraid to use the chair. And also, this chair can help maybe push yourself a little bit further than what you would normally do, okay? If you are going to stay sitting on this one, you can still do this. When I come up on tiptoes, just release your foot up so the heel comes up. All right, so you can still do it. I'm going to tilt my screen so you can see my feet a bit better. There we go. So, the first thing I want you to do is just for me, because everyone's going to be different here. So you should all be on a full tiptoe. Now come down to your halfway. Okay, so register that to your halfway point. Now come down to a hover. So the foot isn't on the floor, there's a tiny, tiny gap. Now come all the way down. Okay, so they're the stages we're going to work through. So when I say hover, you're going to be at your hover point. When I say halfway, you're at your halfway point, and a full tiptoe. All right, so everyone's going to be different, depending on the flexibility in your ankle and in your foot. All right, so if my tiptoe is your halfway, or vice versa, don't panic. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to tiptoe, halfway, hover, halfway, tiptoe, halfway, hover. So join in halfway, tiptoe, halfway, hover, halfway, tiptoe, halfway, hover. This should hurt. Halfway, tiptoe, halfway, hover. Last one. Halfway, tiptoe, halfway, now down. So if that is hurting your calves and potentially your hips, walk it through. Okay, walk through those heels and it will release that tension. Now from here, so walking through different stages, you're going to now do, she said, you're going to come fully up onto tiptoes. You're going to stay on tiptoes and bend your knees. You then pop your feet down and you push to stand. So you've got full tiptoe, bend your knees, replace the heels and stand. Again, full tiptoe, bend those knees, put the heels down and up. Keep going. Full tiptoe, bend the knees, replace the heels and up. So it's a really good one to stretch out those calves, gets the hips kind of involved. Really good for the ankles. So keep going at your own pace. I'm not going to call it because some people find this really easy. Some people find this more difficult and might need to go slower. Everyone keep going for me. I'm just going to do it on the chair. So if you're on the chair for me, I actually want you to come up onto tiptoes. So your knees are already bent. Your knees forward, replace the heels to come up to straight. So tiptoes, lean it forward, heels, then up. All right, so that's your variation here if you're on a chair. Okay, I'm going to come back to stand. So let's do 2 more for me. Make it from the last one. Perfect. And again, if it's any tension, any pain, walking through those heels nice and quick, it will release that for you. Your final stage for this one, you're going to do, you're going to come onto your tiptoes, we're going to bend those knees again, replace the heels again. This time we're going to go into the lunge, and as you bring the foot in, you're squeezing up. So you need to squeeze your glutes, squeeze the thighs, and I drag the foot in, okay? So it's not a lift and in, it's a drag and in, all right? So I'll just repeat that again. You've got tiptoes, knees, replace the feet, push that leg back and drag it in. If you're on the chair, try and have a chair that you can put your foot underneath. If not, turn sideways on the chair so you can again release that leg back. So in your own time, all right, I want you to do 6, okay? 6 repetitions. I'll call it, but by all means go slower or faster. So we've got up on tiptoes, bend those knees, replace the heels, leg goes back, and drag it in. And up, knees, replace the feet, leg comes back, drag it in. And knees, heels down, leg goes back, drag in. 3 more. Up and knees, heels, back, drag in. 2 more. Up, knees, heels, foot, drag in. Last one. Up and knees, face the heels, leg back, drag it in. Again, same technique. Walking through the heels, release that tension. If you're standing, turn it round. We're going to do the other leg. Same pattern, 6 times. I'll call it, but by all means, go at your own pace. We've got up on tiptoes, bend those knees, pop the heels down, leg goes back, drag it in. Again, up and knees, heels, back and drag, and up, knees, now heels, back, drag it in. 3 more, up, knees, heels, leg, drag it in. 2 more, up, knees, heels, leg, drag it in. Last time, up and knees, heels, leg, drag it in. Again, walk through if you need to. Right, we're going to do 2 more and we're going to have our little break. So, second one, chair again for me. Everybody sit on your chair, please. Now with this one, you're going to have a couple of stages. So I'm going to show you the hard stage first, and then I'll show you the easy stage. So the idea here, you need a kind of chair that you can hook underneath if you have one. You're going to push to come up, kind of in kind of half squat, and get close if you need to, and you're going to lift the chair up, pop it down, and then sit on it. Okay? So you come up, lift, down, and sit. That's your hardest version there. Your easier option will be, you come up, you can bring it up and down and sit. So you're not actually lifting the chair, but you're still doing that same motion as if you were to lift. You can, if you wanted to, grab some weights and you can use weights instead rather than lifting the chair. But I appreciate not everyone has weights, so a chair is really handy. Okay, so one more time. Hard version, we're coming up, we lift, we drop it, we sit. Easy version, you come up, arms out, down, and sit. So my arms, if I do it forwards, my arms are here. So they're tucking into my armpits and my elbows are out. Alright, so that's your easy version. So all I want you to do, what I'm only going to do 5. Okay, so choose the option you want to do, and then just I'm going to do the hard version, but when I say lift, that means your arms come up. Okay, so get relatively comfy. Coming up into that squat, lift the chair, drop it down, and sit. Again, come up, lift, drop, and down. Again, up, lift, drop, and down. 2 more. Up, lift, drop, and down. Last one. Up, lift, drop, and down.
Yeah.
All right, the last one we're going to do before we get a drink is for you to have some room. Okay, so we're going to do some walking. So I'm going to do it to the side actually. If you come on a Thursday, you'll know this one. So your easy option here, you come up onto tiptoes and you're walking forwards. Okay, nice and easy, but you're going to walk forwards to make it harder, reduce the space between the feet. Okay, so if you make big steps, that's going to be easier.
How you walk anyway.
If you make small steps by bringing the foot in front of the other, that's harder. Okay, When you do it the other way, so imagine I've come down, I'm here, I've turned around to go back, I'm now going to go up into my heels, and I'm walking one in front of the other. Okay, so one way is tiptoes, the other way, you're on your heels. When you're on your heels, push the hips back, and that's going to allow you to counterbalance by having the heels up. So you really push those hips back. Remember, the bigger the space between the feet, the easier it is. Reduce that space, the harder it is. All right. So we're going to do it 4 times. We'll do there, back, there, and back. So get yourself in position. Make sure you know which one you're going to do. If you're going to do big steps or small steps, up onto your tiptoes, and off you go. So again, taking your time. If you've got lines, so I have my picture of my tiles, so it's nice and easy, I can follow my lines. So if you have any around the house that you can practice it, it's great. Wooden or tile. Now what I want everyone to do is notice where you're looking. If you're looking directly down, your posture isn't going to be very good. So sort of bring up the eye line so you're looking down but at a diagonal. Okay, so if you need to look down at a diagonal so it makes your posture return to normal. All right, don't hunch those shoulders. And when you finish doing your 4 goes, just grab yourself a little drink. We're kind of at a halfway point. Have a little drink for me. Just as much as this potentially might feel easier, you're still working, it's still intense. Okay, everyone okay so far? Any questions? Everyone all right?
Yes.
Good, good. Oh, awesome. Okay, so the next round we're going to do is going to be a bit more concentrated on our balance. So we're going to bring more of the Pilates in. So again, still keep that chair if you need it. And we're also going to be doing some exercises with arguing balancing on one leg. So again, if you need your chair for that, then keep it nearby. And that's really going to work the hips. So if any of you are having a bit of a niggly day with your hips, just take that one easy and potentially stick to the sort of easier option or stick at the stage before, just so we don't niggle any injuries or make it too uncomfortable. Okay. Best breaks is more for me to get my breath back. So, first thing I want you to do, I'm going to do a side actually so you can see. So, one arm, let me just move this again. So one arm is going to come up for me, whilst the other arm is pushing me. Change arms actually. So one arm's up, the other arm is pushing back. So my palm, the dog wants to be in the camera. My other arm is pushing all the way back. You're really trying to get that arm as far back as you can. It's a nice stretch to the back. And then they're going to change. So the arms change and the other arm pushes back. So you've got a nice two-way stretch going on. And again, change for me. So, keep doing this. I want you to now change your pattern to match your breathing. So every time you breathe in, that's when your arms change. Every time you breathe out, that's when your arms are pushing back. So breathe in to change the arms, Breathe out to push the arm back. All right, so this means that we're all going to be at different times. We're all going to be, going slower or faster depending on our breath, okay? So don't worry if I'm going slower or faster, because it's up to your breathing that manipulates this stretch. So kind of bringing in our yoga style here, using our breaths. Lovely. 4 more for me. So really try and get that arm a little bit further back each time. Lovely. Keep going. And on your last one, I want you to bring your hands into a prayer position at the front of your chest. So I'll go straight into prayer now so you know what I mean. Just so I know everyone's then ready. Perfect. Right, from here, just make sure the legs are hip width apart from you. So we're not sort of like this. Just have a bit of a gap with those legs. And we're going to do our torso twist like we have done before, but I want you to keep the hips front. Okay? So you're just working the torso. So you do not move your hips, which will mean you might not be able to get as far round as you would normally, okay? Because the hips are staying front. It is just your spine, your torso, that is twisting, okay? So do not move the hips. Keep going. I've got a pop-up coming on my thing, so I can't see your lovely faces exercising.
Grimacing, you mean?
Here we go. So, keep those hands together, perfect. Keep the hips forward, lovely. Now, what I need to do is keep this motion going. Drop the hands for me. Now let the hips join in. All right, so the arms are swinging from side to side. They will end up wrapping around the body. The hips are now allowed to join in. So this might mean you can get a bit further around. You're looking over the back shoulder, but most importantly, the feet stay planted on the floor. So none of this, okay, because that's cheating. You get the feet on the floor, you're just moving your torso and your hips. Last one, bring it to center. Everyone looking forward, just let that settle. Perfect. Now, stay in this position. We're going to do our lovely squats. So I'm just going to turn to the side so you can see. You're going to come down into a squat, and as you come down into your squat, your arms are going to raise up, okay? And then you push to stand, and the arms come down. So again, reach it forward and up. So in your own time, use that breath like I've said before. Arms push back in the hips as we go down. Push those hips back. The more you push back, the lower you can get, all right? A little cheat. A little cheat there for you. So pushing back in those hips. Perfect. Using that breath. So as you breathe out, you're going down. Breathe in, you're coming up. All right, from here, I'm making it harder, obviously. So we're going to come down into a squat. As you push up, we're coming up onto tiptoes. So I'll turn to the side so you can see. So you go down into your squat, push, up onto tiptoes. And use, that was an awful demonstration. Use the hands here to counterbalance you. So if you're leaning forward, the hands, the arms need to come back. As you counterbalance those arms. So you're coming down into a spot, you're pushing up to tiptoes. Replace the feet, go back down to tiptoes. Feet go down, then you squat. Alright, so again, using the breath. I'll turn to face you so I can see. Up on tiptoes, take your time. This is not about rushing, okay? I don't care who's faster than the other. What I care about is your technique and using the breath. 2 more for me. And on your last one, I want you to stay on your tiptoes, okay? So on your last squat, stay on your tiptoes. All right. And when everyone's still, I assume you're there. So stay on your tiptoes, hands down, breathe, relax, use a chair. Use a chair if you need to. Now, from here, hands to the side, stay on the tiptoes if you can, touch your nose and open the arms. So nose and open. Really testing the tiptoes. If you need to lean against the wall to stay on your tiptoes, do. If you're holding onto a chair, you'd only use one hand. Okay, change to the head for me. Perfect. So stay on those tiptoes if you can, touching the head. Lovely. Come back in to join you. Last one, I want you to change it. So we go to our nose, then to our head. So we'll alternate between those two. Perfect. Looking good. And last one, hands down from your tiptoes, lift your legs to shake. That's hurt. That will hurt. Again, walk through those heels if you need to. And this is where the arms go onto one leg. So if you need to grab your chair for balance, which I will do, then please, my chair's a bit wonky, it's putting me off. So please do, if you're sitting down in the chair, you can still do all of this. What I might do actually, if I turn my chair here, I can quickly switch between the two. So the first thing I want you to do is lift it up one leg for me and rotate the ankle round. All right, so nice and easy, rotating the ankle round. And then the other way for me. Perfect. And then from here, I just want you to point and flex the ankle. All right. So what I'm actually going to do, I'll do one leg standing and I'll do the other leg sitting so you can see the difference depending on how you're doing this. All right. But if you're standing, remain standing. Just in case there's anyone on the chair. Perfect. Put that leg down. Change legs for me. I need 2 of me. So lift the leg up, rotate the foot round. Need a twin. Perfect. And then the other way, rotate the leg. So if you're on a chair, it might be handy if you can hold on to it. Try not to lean back because then you're really not working. And then point and flex the ankle for me. Lovely. Just release that ankle. Lovely. All right. From here, place that foot down. Your next thing you're going to do is you're going to bring up that leg. Try and keep it at 90 degrees if you can. Lower it if it gets too hard. I want you to swing the leg forward and back, but you're not using your hip, okay? You're using your knee. So if I turn to the side, you can see it's just my knee and the lower leg that's working, not my hip. My hip's completely still. It's all in the knee. So we're really using the muscles around the knee. This is a really good one to build up the muscles, those protective muscles in the knee. So if you're prone to locking the knee or the kneecap pops out, this is a really good one to work up those muscles. Lovely. And again, place the leg down, we're swapping legs for me. Bring that up, and again, just side and forward and back, sorry, not side to side, forward and back. Using that knee, hips are nice and still. If you're going to do it this is for everybody really. If you ever do this when you're sitting down, watching TV or whatever, put a book or something that's heavy on your leg, and it will really increase the intensity in the knee, all right? Because you've added resistance onto the leg, okay? So if you're bored, give it a go. And again, pop that leg down. We're changing legs. And those of you that have, again, done the Thursdays, we're going to do our open the gate. But this time, the hip rotates all the way around. I do not put that foot on the floor, okay? It's hovering above the floor. It's a circular motion in the hips, so a really good one to strengthen, to open, and to stretch the hip. If it's too hard with the knee high, keep the knee nice and low, and it will take the pressure off the hip, but it will still be working those muscles. So again, if there's weakness in the hips, or the hips are a bit sore, this is a really good one to open up that joint. Lovely. And change direction for me. So always important to work the opposite way, because that will engage the opposite muscles. Perfect. This is quite an intense one, so it will hurt quite quick. You're not doing it wrong, all right? It's just an intense exercise for the hips. Perfect. Last one, pop that leg down. Remember, walk through if you need to release those muscles. Change your legs for me. So, on the chair, same thing. Go around, so start in one direction. Really think about making that hip open, nice circular motion. You're hovering the foot just above the floor. Do not put the foot down. Nice circles in the hip. You might find one hip looser or easier than the other. You might find the other hip thicker. It all depends on your body. And then change, go the other way for me. Change direction. Perfect. Remember, the higher the knee, the harder it is. If it's too hard, lower the knee. Lovely. And last one. All right, last one with those lovely hips. You're going to bring the knee up for me, so staying at 90 degrees. And we're going to open the hip to close the hip. So you're going to bring that leg open. You cross it in front of the body to close. So this is open and close. So try and keep the knee high if you can. If you need to drop it to keep it low, do. If you need to keep the foot on the floor, you can still do this by opening and closing the hip. Right, so there's 3 different options you have. This is your easy option. This is your kind of medium option. Get that knee up, and that's your hard option, okay? But it's about opening and closing the hip. Try not to do this, because that doesn't work the hip, it's just working your torso. Really use that hip. Perfect. Lovely. And last one for me, pop that leg down. One more time. Nice rest. Leg up for me. Open and close. So when you're sitting down, you might be able to get the leg over, because that's a different move. So it's about opening it and bringing it back. Open, bring it back. If you're standing, you can still cross that leg over, all right, because your knee isn't bent, it's straight. Again, you still do this exercise. Sit down. Hard option, your knee is up. Medium option, you lower that knee. The easy option, you keep the foot on the floor and you just open and close, just turning that foot. All right, this on the floor. Then you can still do these different options on a chair and also standing. Lovely. And let's bring the legs down. If you haven't done, can everybody just walk through the hips just to release the tension, release those muscles. If you're on the chair, again, you can still walk through the ankles by doing this. All right, up and down. Okay, it's the same thing. All right, we're going to do our little stretches then to stretch you off. I'm going to come back to the chair, but the first stretch I want you to do is we're going to have one leg in front of the other, bend that front knee for me, back leg nice and straight, interlock the fingers, push them away, and then pop the chin down to the chest. You've got lots of stretching going on here. You've got your back of your leg, top of the spine, the neck, and the fingers. Perfect. Release the hands, change your legs for me. Lovely. Again, if you're sitting down, you can still do this stretch. Hands behind the back, squeeze those shoulder blades. Now, if you are comfortable and stable, you can slowly look up towards the ceiling and stretch out the neck in the reverse way that we've just done, but only if you have your balance. And then bring the head to center, release the hands, change legs for me, so heel down, push the hips back, hands on the bent leg, okay? The top of the thigh, do not put those hands on those knees. To increase this stretch, you can, if you want to, take the hand down to the foot, okay? Still pushing back in those hips. And then coming up nice and slow, last time, change legs, hips go back, hands on the bent leg. Not sure how long we're going to do this stretch for, we're here soon, but with baby. And then if you want to increase that stretch, hands down to the toe. Remember, push back on the hips. Perfect. Nice and slow for me coming up. Let's all take our last little sit on our chair. And we're gonna do our arms for me. So, one arm across the body. We're gonna pull that arm in. Take your time sitting down. There's no rush. Just join back in when you can. Now remember, with these arms, you are not holding the elbow and you're not holding the wrist. You're holding the middle of your forearm, okay? Avoid those joints. And then change for me, other side. Pull that arm into you. I can't get good. Pull it in. Lovely. And then we're going to reverse this stretch. So hands up onto the shoulder. Other hand comes onto the elbow. And I want you to pull it back. So you might only be here, all right? But you should still feel the stretch going down the back. Again, it all depends on your flexibility. Lovely, and then change, other side. So hand up, onto the shoulder, onto the elbow, pull it back. Perfect. Now we're going to finish just doing some whole body stretching. So I'm going to lower my screen just so you can see. So, hang ball for me. Stretch out the legs. Stretch out the legs in front of you, keeping the feet flat on the floor. So the knees might be bent, that's absolutely fine, but I want your feet flat on the floor. And what you're going to do, using the hands, you're going to stroke all the way down your legs, so your body folds over, relax the head down. Use that stretching the legs, nice stretch in the back. And then slowly coming up for me, making sure the head's the last thing to come up. Now we're going to do it again, but this time heels down, have the toes pointing up to the ceiling. You're going to feel this very differently. Hands go down those legs. Now if you can, touch those toes, all right? I'll try and do this, but baby gets in the way. If you also can, hands behind the foot. So you're holding the arch of the foot, right? So you're either here or you're here, depending on your flexibility. And then up, nice and slow, through the spine. We're going to do it 2 more times. So drop the feet flat on the floor for me. Bend the knees if you need to. And over you go. Stretch it out, drop the head down, relax the head, relax the shoulders. And nice and slow, up you come, through the spine. And again, last time. Heels down for me, toes pointing up. And we go down. So if you can only get to here, don't worry. If you can get further, brilliant. But sit with your flexibility. If you can, remember to go down to those feet. I'm not going that far, baby. Was a bit uncomfortable. And then slowly come up through that spine. Make sure the head's the last thing. And then talking of our heads, let's finish with our head turns. So looking from one side for me, and then I want you to look the other side. And again, change for me, looking the other way. And back to the other side. And then this time, come to center for me. We're going to look up to the ceiling. And then we're going to look down for me. All the way, chin to chest. And change, looking up. And last time, looking down. And let's finish on our 2 big head rolls for me. We're going to do 2 going one way, nice and slow, don't get dizzy. And then once you've done 2 going one way, I want you to do 2 going the other way. Nice big head circles going all the way around. Really release that neck. Once you've finished those 2, make sure that head comes to center. I'm going to pull myself in so I'm closer. And you've done. So that is, I've tied Tara out. I can see you yawning. So got you.
Ready for a cup of tea?
Get some sugar. So let me just check. So we've got we have Thursday. Yes, we've got Thursday at 2 o'clock is our exercise, and then next Monday it's going to be chair Zumba. All right, so that's next Monday is chair Zumba. Thursday is going to be our exercise class. All right, so if I see you on Thursday, I'll see you then. If not, everyone have a lovely week for me. I mean, you can't do a lot, so just stay at home. I'll see you next week.
Yeah, thank you, Hannah.
All right, see you all soon. Take care.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.